Yumi, congrats on me first. How are you doing, sweetie? Welcome in. Kobayashi, how are you doing, sweetie? Thank you. Thank you for the headbutt. Thank you for the headbutt. So how long until you bonk me? That will be the more intense form of a headbutt. I do wonder. Yes, hi, hello, Moshi. Misaki! Welcome in, you little baby. Thank you for the daily chinking. How dare you grab me? No. No. I know you're still trying to do all you can to get put in the cage, but we're not gonna do it, no! I'm not gonna do it to satisfy someone as sick as you, Misaki. Yes, I forgot I had to speak. Yeah! Welcome to DONOTHON D7, and I just dissociated. We are going to read aloud the toxic boys love thing. Give me a second. Let's read them all assignment first. The brain is not braining. Okay. Today we're gonna play through Asphodelion. That is another toxic boys love visual novel. Yeah. It seems like this one is more on the bittersweet side, as it does state a melancholic boys love visual novel about killing cults and your past confronting you. Let's go! Also be wary, Flappies. Tito! Welcome in, Tito! Beware of the trigger warnings! If you do not feel like you can deal with heavy topics such as violence, abuse, and so on, shoo away from here. Either mute the tab or close the stream, touch some grass, anything that may be making you feel better. Thank you for the daily chicken, Tito. Why toxic and why reading aloud? Not loud, aloud. That is reading using the mouth thing. Fuck you, Misaki, okay? You and your wrong wording made it so that I can't no longer English. What kind of question is that? And also, what do you mean why toxic? Why not? Why should it be non-toxic is the question. I try answering that first, then we may talk about it later. So that's pretty much it for today's plan. We're gonna go through the visual. We're gonna see if we can go through it through the whole stream, as the fox doesn't know how the throat thing goes. But we're gonna do our best, yeah. Also, I feel like this new kind of time frame for the visual novel reading maybe working better, as I did say. Yeah, I'm always right. I am never wrong. So let's go. Yeah. I'll be ready. What you screaming at, Misaki? Actually, wait. Misaki, I can now shout you out. Puppies, did you know that Misaki is not a streamer. I has the power from here. I has the power. But the efficiency system is on ON9. Oh, 9. He's becoming German. Ain't no way. Go follow Misaki Fluffies. Yeah, a pro streamer.
No, I don't know. I just set the compressor and the compressor or something. And that's it. Is there a problem? Ow, tomei. De graça.
I has the power. I'm not an evil fox, I promise. I'm just extending a friendly hand here. Yeah. Go follow Misaki Floppies. He has to reach the affiliate. Come on, come on, come on. He also does the wool thing. I think you couldn't ask for more. Actually, he does both the wool and the ara. So, yeah. A total Chibi battle. It is unleashed in the gym, in the kitchen, and parts of the garden. I don't have a gym, so how does that work? How does that work? A total chibi battle. In the gym, in the kitchen, and also partially in the garden. Do you like double yourself bully? What do you mean bully? I'm telling them to follow you. Come on. Quicker, I have to take the jar of the gear. Yeah, take it away, Tito. Thank you so much. At least Tito doesn't understand me. Tito will never do anything bad to me, right? The teachers can expand houses meanwhile fight. Oh, I expand the house. You got a gym in your house? Wow. Lucky. Is the audio fine or too loud on your side? Let's get this bread. Misaki is a turbo convert of Portuguese land. Brutal. True. Why bold? What? Wait, what? Oh. It's Minji. I thought it was some other bold fella that is certainly not wearing a purple wig for a moment. Well, you know, I see bold. I think it is Xiaoyi. Yeah. Exclamation mark balls when in doubt. Is that audio good? Audio technicians, let me know. Provide the feedback, please. That night, the sky was completely cloudy. No stars peering down, no glimpses from the moon. Only the snow witnessed us. Only the snow watched me as I killed him. Wow! Straight to the point, I see. Chapter 1, meeting. Morning already. I grow rubbing my strained neck. My mattress feels too hard and my pillow feels too soft now. Every morning, it's like I'm waking up to something else being sore. Give me a sec. I think this is too loud. Is it not? Me. It is good, oh? Wait. Thank you for the headpad. No one need 50 for the daily chicken. For the headpad. Also, the glove Gyepi that integrated he plagued the Dark Fox. How being sealed, my yeah, the Dark Fox has been sealed long ago, and no balls. Why am I in the jar? Actually, just realized I forgot to clean my nose. Give me a secondito. Exclamation mark balls. Why would you do that? I said I'm gonna clean my nose. Don't can't drink that. No. Thank you for the hydrated on shrimp and shrimp your floppies.
Not small, no balls.
Did you want me to drown? Did you want me to choke on the water? Thank you. Okay. Once again. Morning already. A groan rubbing my strained neck. My mattress feels too hard and my pillow feels too soft now. Every morning it's like I'm waking up to something else being sore. Light crawls in through my window, as if to check that I'm still alive, as high as the sunlight looks in the sky. I must have slept most of the morning. Why didn't Charlotte wake me? No, the better question is how I didn't hear them. I know why they didn't wake me up. It's not often Charlotte comes in here to get me up, since her moving around the flat is usually enough to wake me up anyway. And, well, I am an adult. Still, it's a pain to sleep in so late. Did they eat breakfast without me too? Hell, they're probably already preparing lunch by now. Eating without me? How dare you? Ugh. After a few more moments of staring at the ceiling, I slink out of bed. My feet hit the cold wooden floor. Sending a jolt through me that helps me wake up some more. I'm so sorry, I still has no glasses, so it may be a bit wonky when I do read. Don't you know the way you shake it? I can't believe I never seen a Gyepi like that. Doing, doing, doing. Don't shake the jar! I stare at the clothes strewn about. It should be so easy to just fold down clothes. Just pick up a pair of pants, fold them in half, and then fold the legs. It's so easy, and yet I just sit there and stare at them instead. Depression, I see. Yeah, maybe it's good that Charlotte didn't come in here. She's been so patient with me already, helping me with laundry and cooking and cleaning. I want to help her with it. I want to thank her. But whenever I get the chance, the words never come to me. Only shame. I'm omnipotent. How are you? Oh, you have achieved back your power, I see. It was about time. I'm doing goody. Thank you. We're reading more toxic voice fiction novels. Yeah, enjoy. I find a pair of clothes that's not completely wrinkled and throw it on before heading out of my room. A cold draft flows down the hallway, making me shiver. Every one of my steps causes the floorboards to creak. I pause for a moment and just listen. It's so quiet in here. The only sound I can hear is from people walking outside. Where is everyone? Brain spent the night last night. What kind of name is Brain? But it's probably already lunchtime, so I shouldn't be surprised they already left again for work. Their schedule is about as messy as it could be. But they seem to like it well enough. It keeps their mind busy at least. I don't think something like that would work for me. Rather than the smell of lunch cooking coming from the kitchen, there's just a stillness in the air. My stomach rumbles. I didn't eat much last night, and now there's no food waiting for me. Damn, I really am devolving into a kid again. It's pretty clear Charlotte isn't here, with her door left ajar. And the lights turned off. She probably went to town while I was asleep. Maybe she met up with Alexei or a friend. It's good for her to get out of the house. Your arrival to the 괊ᴏᴅᴜ is very close. Already put the voodoo tribes and the fallen civilization of the islands in a few bikers you're going to be mentioned. Yes. Thank you. Open up the refrigerator. Half-eaten sausage, some grains, and a couple of eggs. It'd barely be enough for lunch, much less dinner tonight for us. I close it back. The bread box proves more fruitful, with half a loaf left in it. I take a slice and call it a meal. Really? I think the first one is more of a complete meal, but okay. She's most likely picking up some food for us today. I need to pay her back. Literally. I can let her keep using her own money to feed both of us.
None of my typical clients have said they had any work for me the past couple of weeks. I could loiter around the bars and ask around if anyone needs a handyman or help with something, but it feels more like wasting time than anything. Open up the closet to see what we've got in here. Some hammers and a tool belt for handiwork, a shovel for yard work, and a few boxes with different sewing kits and such. I've never been good with that kind of craft, so I'll leave it for Charlotte, who seems to enjoy it. However, there is also a dusty violin case sits tucked away on one of the shelves, almost as if it were trying to hide from view. I lug it out and lay it on the table. The case pops open with a short clink. The insides haven't seen the light of day in months. Its slender frame is well worn from use and travel, but when I carried it with me religiously. Unconsciously, I take the cloth inside the case and clean it. I check the strings to make sure they're still strung well enough to play, strumming a few of them. It still looks beautiful.
My question is, how did Yahhō be the Duchess of all the pigments if her military power is not that big? Excuse you? How dare you? You are not that big. And that is all I have to say here. Don't you dare insulting the military power of the Gyepi.
There's something about it today. This will do. I take the violin keys and head out the door, locking it behind me. The town is as lively as ever, bustling with people in every direction. The sun hangs above the square, doing little to help with the frigid temperature. Most people don't seem to care through as they continue on their way. I take a seat on the edge of the town square's fountain and watch for a few moments. A mother and father hold their child's hands as they gush about a stage play they just saw.
Oh, but at what cost? At cost of balls. Welcome in, Plugs. How are you doing? Let's check the guess where they're searching cluster missiles, so watch out details through.
A young woman carries a basket of groceries, paying more attention to her coat than where she's walking. Another man hauls several boxes from one storefront to another.
How are you doing, Plugs?
Everywhere around me, people are off minding their own business. I rest the violin against my chin. So make some background music for them.
Ooh. Nice.
Even now, it's second nature for me. The notes come out on their own, springing to life. The leap of the strings doing a small twirl in the air before dancing away. As more of the notes fly away, they attract people's attention towards me. A small crowd begins to gather as I play. Music imbued with magic is a novelty to the upper class, but a retreat for commoners and townsfolk. The magic is potent enough to upturn even the deepest skull into a small smile. So I didn't mean for it to come out that strong. Playing the violin is muscle memory for me, but I've become rusty in gauging how much magic is appropriate. More notes of the sonata runs out, fading away into the chilly air. The growing crowd applauds. It doesn't take long for the bottom of my violin keys to be covered with coins. Playing music is about the easiest thing I could do for money. I find a nice seat in the square, strum the strings for an hour, and call it a day. I haven't needed to read sheet music in years, and it never takes long to fill up my current keys with coins.
But, Misaki! That is Miss Tierra's weaponry. That's why I think the build of the key is based of skill. And use your small size for martial arts. You are small size.
Physically, it's always been easy. My violin feels like a second part of me. I don't have to think much to play it anymore.
Cluster missiles are mid-tier weaponry because they're systems. Yes. There are no sisters with my missiles. I'm sorry, Tito. You may be a bit confused today again.
Which allows my mind to wander. The last time I played this piece was on a cliff overlooking a smoldering village. Ash clung overhead for days, rain stood down everywhere we stepped. The strong scent of cherry lead, wood, and meat permeated in the air. We're too late to help them. All I could do is hope a few notes could put what remained of them to rest. It was beyond feeling useless. Useless would have felt like if I walked up to the fight with only my violin and no magic. What I had felt for the first time in my life that day was true hopelessness. To have despair gnaw on my insides, leaving me empty. But they're effective against large amount of targets. Also, the serious gear reading scares me because it sounds like a responsible adult person, people. You are a responsible adult person, people.
I'm just reading.
Notes pranced around my head, swirling around in an almost dizzying fashion. I realized that people have begun to pay more attention to the notes, rather than the music, and reduced myself, focusing back on what I'm playing. So
You want me to read in Wu or something? How does that work? How do you want me to read then? Teach me how to read Tito. And Adrian, so who is so rare responsible? Tito, don't you dare texting anymore while drawing. I'm gonna beat you up. Focus on driving.
physically, playing the violin will always be the easiest option, mentally too. Phew. I sigh. I'm thankful I'm not rusty, or else I'd really be subconscious. She'll will be happy to see me playing again, even if it's only a one-off thing. Maybe I'll even see her while I'm out here, too.
I am farmer. I'm also eating a sandwich. What I gonna do in a tractor? Be careful.
A group of kids have started dancing in front of me, spurred on by background music. Even without me playing, they continue on. Side to side, hand in hand, they keep laughing. A small smile creeps up on my face. Beyond them is the sea of citizens and visitors. Many are bundled up, bracing for the next cold wave to hit town tonight. Just as I tug on my scarf, a white speck floats down in front of me. And then another.
Just an
It's someone with a tractor!
Don't worry, the tractor have a slow march. But we're in July, which makes them go less than 5 kilometers because now I am moving something very heavy. That is the 괰ᴏᴍᴜᴜ. Thank you. Why are you moving my brain cell?
A muted grey cloud hangs perfectly overhead, sprinkling snow over the square. It's not my ideal weather for playing outside, but it will have to do for a bit longer. I steady my violin against my chin again. But my eyes see something they shouldn't have. A man stands in the crowd of onlookers some feet away. People haven't paid him much attention, as they're more interested in my music. But I noticed him. Amidst the crowd he sticks out. His hair is held and his coat well worn from travels. Even his boots are scuffed, and oversized scratched-up canvas tote clings to his side. Despite the distance, I can feel his piercing eyes staring me down. It's a glimpse of something I shouldn't see, not because it's illegal, but because I couldn't have seen it.
This makes me remember how the guy of Konosuba get isekai. Am I the only one that didn't find Konosuba funny?
I can't be seeing him right now because he can't be standing there in the crowd. The man that betrayed me when I felt close to him. The man that tried to destroy the world months ago. The man that I killed. My violin bow hits the ground, snapping me out of my stupor. I cautiously turned to pick it up without even thinking of making eye contact with the man. No, the ghost. I'm seeing things. I barely left the flat all week. This is the karma I get for being shut in. The karma for killing him.
Ashikikomori!
My fingers wrap around the bow, but I don't lean back up. A cold breeze hits my back, sending a big chill down my spine. I'm sweating.
Also, it's not fine, it's just a mess, and that's why it's good. I don't know, I didn't like it. Like, I am not sure how much I watched of it, but back in the day I didn't like it.
I'm sweating. I don't know why I'm seeing him now of all times. It was months ago. If I were going to hallucinate about him, would it have started sooner? But it has to be a hallucination, or someone who just happens to have a similar shade of hair. Similar body type, similar face structure. It has to be. I stabbed him. I let him die in my arms. I buried him.
Just be honest, Sakai, take it so serious being the worst thing ever and Konosuba. Huh? I don't mean that I want serious. That sounds weird. Serious. What I mean is that it bothered me how many sexual jokes were in there, at least from what I did watch time ago. It was long ago. It was meh to me. I don't know.
But it has to be a hallucination or someone who just happens to have a similar shade of hair, similar body type, similar face structure. It has to be. I stabbed him. I let him die in my arms. I buried him. If it's not done... Sit back up, ignore the crowd, start packing up.
Uh-oh. Sit back up.
I guess the cringe part, yeah, there wasn't that much of it. My mind goes blank, so let my body go into autopilot. With my bow in hand, I sit back up and face the crowd. He's still there, watching. I went past this, and then another, and then I begin to play again.
But honestly, like, I asked if I'm the only one that didn't enjoy it because I heard so many people loved it and found it actually funny. Like, found all of it being funny from what I heard. Which is why I was very confused, mostly, when I heard about people talking about it.
The piece is what I played at his funeral. Attended only by the four of us, a requiem intended for distraught souls, but not especially bloody ends.
My instructor is a simple 4, the 5610 and the 46600. You guys drove down? Or what? I know how the tractors work. I don't have one yet. I'm sorry.
No slaughter about, more like a slow bullet rather than an energetic dance like before. When I close my eyes, I can still make out the dirt. It took us an hour to dig a hole, big enough and deep enough for him. An hour of thrusting a shovel into the hard-earned, snow-laced ground.
What is this? Kubota. The fuck is a Kubota? Kubota was my guinea pig that is no longer here. But if I found that it was better than most of the guys that I watched, is that so?
An hour of guessing how big a hole needed to be for a body. An hour of replaying the moment I thrust my knife into his chest. His corpse had already started rigor mortis by the time we were ready. The breath from this morning rose up in my throat. I swallowed hard to keep it down. If I open my mouth, I'm sure it'll come out.
Puking in a cute way?
The ground begins to be covered in snow. Most of it sticking in place. Of course it will snow today. The last few notes of the requiem cling together before drifting apart. Falling among the snowflakes, the crowd applauds, including him. I can stay here, not with the ghost watching me. I start putting away my violin to the dismay of the onlookers. There's some mumbling of disappointment, but they soon disperse back to what they were doing beforehand. I don't care. I stand up, dust the snow off of me, and turn to leave. Don't look back. The more I acknowledge my delusion, the worse it'll get. Don't think about it, don't... Someone grabs my wrist. Their hand is wrapped around my wrist, firm enough to stop me, but soft enough to be able to shrug off. I can feel their fingers on top of my jacket. I'm afraid to turn around. We both stand there in silence. A long exhale. My heart races. Hazel? His voice. It's his voice. My insides flip over, my mind goes numb. I could never forget his voice, how my name sounded on his lips. There's no magic in the world that could recreate that so perfectly, much less bringing someone back.
Get on the farming simulator. No! I can't play that.
Who is this? What is this? I swallowed and inhale. And then I turn.
Is the audio still fine, or does it get too low at times on your side?
By the way, I really love the graphics of this game.
Not
It's really
small. No
and no
balls.
balls. It's really distraction-free while reading also.
I wonder why it has so little reviews too.
I definitely want to go back to reviewing games. I just need to work a bit more on the blog before getting back to it. Thank you for the hit rate and the hit pod. Thank you for them. Headbutt. Pum. Thank you. Thank you for the headbutt. Thank you for the headbutt. Da-da-da-da-dum. Bang, 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 bang. Da-da-da-da.
The man stares at me, his eyebrows partially upturned in a concerned manner. Up close, it's much more apparent how disheveled he is. His hair is fraying, and all of his clothes have partial dirt on them. His eyes, too. They're light kind of gray. They kind of lack a strong color to them, but make up for it in intensity.
I honestly imagined that we will play as this guy. It turns out to not be like that too.
An unusual shade of gray that reminds you of afternoon storms, of light rain, a fog on a semi-morning. People called him cursed because of his eyes. Eyes are the window of the soul, and thus he had known. The man in front of me is a mess. He's clearly homeless. His hair is so much longer and much messier than his. He's only said one word, unlike his talkative nature. But the man in front of me is him. I can feel it in my bones, in my heart, in my soul. I know it's him just like how I know the sky is blue without checking, or that there's dirt underneath, or this cobblestone, even though I can see it. I know it's him, but I can't find any words to say to him. Hazel. My name drips out of his mouth, slowly and carefully. It knocks the wind out of me to see him say it. Whatever words I had tried to form are lost. I'm sorry I scared you. I realize my voice is contorted. Somewhere between horror and disbelief, I glance away, but it's hard to completely wipe the fear away. It really is his voice. I spent the past few months thinking about what I'd say to you when I finally found you, but I've come up with nothing. I'm not him. My head feels light. A man who looks just like him, talks just like him, and knows my name. Says he isn't him. Of course he isn't. He's dead. So, who are you? He lets go of my wrist and shifts uncomfortably. Well, wow, I really have nothing to show for myself despite thinking about it for so long. A few nosy onlookers have begun staring. Can we go somewhere else to talk, somewhere a little more private? Except ask for more details up front. Let's try asking for details. If he's not him, then who the hell is he? I don't want to continue making a scene here, but I need to know now. Who are you? I'm not leaving until you tell me that. I will...
Spawn, welcome in! How are you doing? The age of the voice of Gia did go out. The responsible adult. No, it's good for the drama. See? Then you do understand. Yeah.
I will... A pitiful look falls upon his face. His voice becomes a thing smaller. To be honest, I'm not quite sure myself. I had months to contemplate it, but I'm still not fully sure who or what I am. I can try to explain more too. I'll tell you what I can. Just, can we get out of the middle of the square?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Cutie? I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome in.
I don't want the stranger to know where I live just yet, but I also... Just yet. But I also don't want to keep making a scene here. Several people keep staring at us. wondering what the outburst was about and why I was so quick to leave. A private alley should be a safer bet. Alright, let's go down the side alley on the next street. Ah, that'd be good. He smiles almost childishly, but his eyebrows remain upturned. I don't know what to make of his attitude. I just know I can't trust him just yet. No, I don't want to trust him just yet. I don't want to face reality. There's no way he could be him. Right?
Non-destruction, welcome me. Thank you for the daily chicken. For Chimkin, for the headbutt. Thank you for the headbutt. Da 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 da. Da 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 dum 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 dum. Thank you. Gyepi, no you for the headbutt. Thank you for the headbutt. Dun 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 dun. Bang 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 bang. Ba-da-da-da-ba-bam.
I take him to a side alley off of the square that's mostly just used as a back door for the restaurants and shops here. There won't be many people passing through here. I look back at the man behind me. Outwardly, he looks curious and mildly amused, but the rest of his body language betrays him. His hands feverishly fiddle with his jacket cuffs, and his eyes can't stay centered on anything. I don't remember him ever getting so obviously nervous. Start looking. Yes, well, it's rather hard for me to hide my appearance or my voice. To put it simply, I believe I am him, and I'm not him. So you're actually him in some way? Yes and no. My name is Esther. A few months ago, I woke up several towns away. I had no memories of my own except my name, but I had his memories. At first I thought they were my own, but I realized something was wrong. In my memories, I died. They were my memories, but I hadn't lived them. Someone else had. He had. I don't have all of his memories, so only a handful. I won't call it a scrapbook of highlights, but I know a lot of what happened to him. There was one person I kept seeing over and over in my dreams, and that was you. I knew I had to find you no matter what. It took me a few months, but I'm here now. He grins at me. The gesture feels genuine but somehow off. He never acted like that. This isn't him. This is a stranger who looks like him and has his memories. How? How? What? You said you woke up only knowing your name, right? So when he died, you gained his memories in place of your own? Right. How do you look like him? That's the part where I believe, to some degree, I am him. I don't just have his memories, I have a version of his body. A copy of his voice. My hair gets tangled the same way his would. My coffee is the same pitch as his. My eyes are the same troublesome gray as his. That's how I was born, you could say. Born? Do you know what the sun mourners were researching? Hearing that name again frees me in places. The sun mourners, his family. They were a doomsday cult hellbent on bringing about the end of the world through the idea that they must destroy the sun and they will then be reincarnated. A group that thrived on using uncertainty to gain members and fear to isolate them. A group I thought he had escaped, but came back to haunt him in the end. A shudder rose through me. I had hoped I'd never have to think of them again. They were having to study reincarnation, but I didn't think he actually believed any of that. That didn't make him any less of a test subject. I think somehow his family was right. That reincarnation reviving the dead isn't as far off a theory as people believe, but somehow they still end up far off the mark with me. You think his family created you? Maybe. And now he's not sure. Is he being coy, or does he really not have a solid idea on what he is? His family is all either dead or in prison, so they couldn't have done whatever that would take. You don't think so, huh? Well, that was my only guess. If you're partially him, then where did your name come from? He pauses, surprised by the question. It's my name. How do you know your name is yours? I picked it out. Alright, bad comparison. I just know. I've always known it's my name. So, do you believe me so far? It's hard to disagree with him just based on his looks alone. His body is definitely the same, or at least a version of it, as he is, albeit taken less care of. He hasn't told me anything I think is an outright lie either. I don't think he's lying about not fully understanding himself. But that leaves me with one question. Why? Why did you come find me? The words escape me. He has some of his memories, but would he have reached out to me if he knew who killed him? Is it him trying to get payback where he'll betray us again? I don't have the courage to say anything more. I saw a lot of his memories and I know a lot about what happened between you two, but there's also a lot I don't know about. So, as my own decision, I want to stay here for a while. As your own decision? Yes, please treat us as separate people. Even without memories of my own, a face of my own, I want to make my own decisions. I want to make my own memories, and I want to do that with you and the guild. I didn't establish a guild, he did. I want to make friends with everyone on my own terms. Alarm grows in my throat. Our guild has basically disbanded after we killed our first leader. But he doesn't seem to know that. So please, let me stay here at least for a while. I look up at him with his eyebrows slowly upturned and his eyes brimming with hope. Just seeing his face makes me turn between throwing up and wrapping my arms around him. It's not running around with his face though. It could create a lot of problems if anyone notices that that man is walking around. There's something else too. I want to watch him for a while, even if it hurts. See how he acts. Watch what he does. Who is he really? Why does he exist? Alright, you can stay with me. Really? Thank you. Aster does a small jump and skip, running ear to ear. The scene almost looks ridiculous. Cyrus was such a self-confident, aloof guy. And I think he did joke or not, had an undercurrent of pride and self-assurance. Meanwhile, this guy... What did I get myself into? Chapter 2. Home. Against my better judgment, I led Sarah's doppelganger to my flat. We waved through the town, which proves to be a challenge in itself. I had to stop and drag him along every few steps. There were easier paths to take, without so many people, but there's something I want to test. I just have to be sure of something. I stop at one of the posts and take a look at what they have. It's a wide variety of peppers and spices, stuff that Charlotte would like to look at. Aster stops and takes a look for himself. Looking for something? I don't say anything. He leans closer, looking at my face to see if I heard him. I pretend to be more interested in the peppers. Before I take him to my house, I have to know if other people can see him. Because it's on the square, but I could have been looking at me in a hurry to leave and suddenly stopping in the road. I probably look scared out of my mind. It's not out of the question that alone will make people turn their heads. Aster looks a bit confused when I don't answer him. He looks at the tables in front of us, picking up one of the bell peppers. Say, Charlotte didn't send you out here for grocery shopping, did she? His words make me mentally stumble back, breaking my silence. What makes you say that? Oh, is she not here? With you looking at food, I just assumed. There's a lot of moving parts here, so I have to take a moment to think about what he said. I never mentioned Charlotte, nor said she lived with me in town. But if he does have serious memories, then it's not that far off of an assumption that I stuck with the rest of the guild. I narrow my eyes at the wide-eyed man in front of me. I can't help but want to be suspicious of him, but... Seriously, do you have something you want? Of course, I forgot the whole reason I brought him to a farmer's market was so I wouldn't talk to him. Just looking. I take a step back from the booth. After Aster puts the bell pepper he was holding back. When he does, the farmer eyes him up and down. We'll be back later. The man grunts before turning back and sitting down, angry he wasn't going to get a sale. I shake my head and walk away. At least I can tell people can see him, and I'm not having a full-blown episode. Maybe that's still to come. We'll make our way past several more booths. While bustling with people perusing the words, I know if I need to be wary of others seeing his face or not. Cyrus had enemies, definitely, but most of them are gone, or in our guild. At least his hair is longer and obscures his features more. Maybe it won't be a problem for now. Aster watches a group of kids run around the food stalls as we walk by. His hair is unkempt, probably from his travels. Strands of his hair stick out from random places. It's rather distracting. Maybe out of habit, maybe out of pity, I reach up to try to straighten it some. Aster turns towards me when he sees me move, and jumps back. I'm sorry. He bounces back on his feet, playing it off. Do I have something in my hair? You've got a lot of things in your hair. When's the last time you brushed it? It can't be that bad. I run my fingers through it when I can. I'll take that as never. Wrong! I brush it whenever I'm staying somewhere that gives me things like a hairbrush. And how did you afford those places? I didn't. It's called hospitality. People take pity on the amnesiac and teary-eyed looking vagabonds, where from their travels. They really help you out once you tell them how you were gravely wounded and are on a long journey back home. Some people's kindness knows no bounds. Oh, so now you're just straight up manipulating people and taking advantage of them. He paused, throwing his arms in protest. It's not manipulating. What part of that was a lie? Being gravely injured on your way home, try not to do it again. I'm gonna pick the first one, the injured one. You're being gravely injured. I think most people would call being killed a grave injury. None of them asked how you were injured or asked you to see it. The words come out of my mouth before I have time to word them more carefully. I don't want him to accidentally remember who killed him. He squints at me before shrugging. I told him I was stabbed and it took a while to heal. It just so happens that it heals so well you can't even tell it happened. He taps his torso around the area I stabbed him, so he remembers that. But he doesn't remember who did it. I won't be so sure about that. It doesn't take us long to reach my flat. The outside has seen better days, with parts of the paneling peeling and the bricks chipped. The front door is a plain brown that's showing its wear. A few potted plants line the windows and front doorstep. Most people will call it shabby or quaint in a pitiful way, but it's become my new home over the past few months. It's also rather cheap living, especially for two people. Oh! Aster walks around it, curious at every nook and cranny. What's so exciting about the outside? I'm just impressed in general. You have a whole place for yourself now. Well, let's get inside and then I'll explain more. The interior of the flat is cramped and not much better for the wear than the outside. With 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a small kitchen, and a tiny sitting room, every corner floor space is well used. It looks just how I left it an hour or so ago with the lights off and everything. Charlotte isn't home just yet, so we have some time. Some, but probably not much. I drag Aster to the sitting room, telling him every few steps he can inspect the decor later. Good, I'm glad Charlotte isn't here. What would you have done if she was? Push her back outside as fast as I could. Now, onto the important stuff. How much do you remember about our guild? He kicks his feet. A sober, more solemn look washes over him. He established a guild to take out the sun mourners for good. You were his first recruit. Aster's sentences are short, almost abruptly so. After a pause, it's clear that's where he intends to leave it. What about everyone else? Eventually, 3 others came to join the guild: Charlotte, a female chef, Brain, an ex-guard, and Alexei, Charlotte's younger brother and a hunter. It's subtle, but he describes them more positively, as if reading from a book rather than recounting memories. They came to join the guild rather than he recruited them or met them or fought with them. Do you remember recruiting them? Not completely, no. I remember the 2 of us winning up somewhere down south where we met Charlotte, but that's about it. The rest is hazy or not there at all. Like I said, I only have parts of his memories. It's a lot of parts, but not every detail. I see his life through a somewhat foggy mirror, not a clear puzzle with missing pieces that I can fill in the details of. Some places on the mirror are cracked, or the condensation is too thick to see on it. He sighs, rubbing the back of his neck. What do you remember about each of them? I remember a handful of our travels. Charlotte is sweet, Bryn is unserious, and Alexei is aloof. We traveled together for a couple of years, so I remember some of it. It's not much, but I don't know how a stranger would find this out without stalking each of us for a while. What were the Sunmourners after? A way to cure death for good for everyone. They preached that life was a limitation placed into us. It was our destiny to transcend it by discovering how to make people come back to life. Their goal was to destroy the sun at the end of the ritual, which will kill everyone on Earth, and then everyone will be revived if the ritual went correctly. But you forced stupid that. And from that, I was created, somehow. This is better than nothing, I suppose. I still want to learn more about how his memory works. Is he able to gain new memories over time, or maybe through outside stimulus? Do his current memories become easier as time goes on, or clearer? He slumps in his chair, his gaze slowly sweeping over the room. Don't you have anything to tell me? Like what? Like what everyone's been doing since then, anything else I should know about? Oh, he's right. It'd be helpful if he weren't completely in the dark about what's happened since he died. We both fled together to live in, but it's mainly just for myself and Charlotte. Brian and Alexei stop by from time to time, but they're busy with their own jobs. Charlotte does odd jobs around town, mostly helping restaurants and bakeries when she can. She could have been a chef at any of the places in town, but she wants to sell goods at her own pace at the markets here. Brett has a new job as a ward at children's homes, helping kids without parents or separate from their parents reduced to life and such. It's a collection of various children's homes across several towns, so they end up traveling a lot. They swing by here usually once every other week or so. Alexei went back to his and Charlotte's home to care for their family. He hunts in their forests for a local butcher and only comes back here when he's making a haul. We don't see him as often since he stays farther away.
Thank you for the hatred, Mishiki.
Most of the time, it's just myself and Charlotte. His eyebrows crease slightly as the balls turn in his head. And do you like that? What's that supposed to mean? You know, living with someone else, living with Charlotte, is better than camping out and basically being homeless. A little pout forms on his face. He turns his head away. I can tell he was trying to get more at, do you like living with her, but I dodged the question. Well, we can... I open my mouth to say something when the front door opens. Anything I'd planned on saying leaves me immediately as my mind goes blank. In a panic, I pull Aster off his chair and push him towards the closet. Hazel, are you home? I thought I heard your violin playing from the square earlier, but no one was there. You told me someone that looked like you had quickly packed it up and left. Are you feeling okay? Oh, there you are. She's so good! Charlotte steps into the sitting room with us. Well, with me. Aster's getting acquainted with the closet. She has her arms wrapped around a wicker basket, full of bread and vegetables. More bags are on her shoulder, most likely filled with some meat. Her thick cape trails behind her, giving her a more mature look. Unlike me, her hair is actually rather kept up and shiny from being well cared for. I'm alright. Just alright? She takes a step closer, putting her hand up to my forehead. Her cheeks are slightly flushed from the cool outside. A flash of concern crosses her face as she looks at me. I reach over to her and grab the basket on her arms, whisking it away to the kitchen. I'm fine, just got stage fright. It's been a while since I performed, you know. Hey, don't walk away like that. Like what? Let's put these groceries down first. Hazel! So, where did you go in town? Did you have lunch with Bryn? Despite her protests, I successfully lead her to the kitchen. I begin unpacking what she bought. Defeated, she puts her jacket away. We were going to, but then Alexei told me he was in town, so we met up with him for a while before Bryn had to run back to the children's home. Sarah is back in town right now. What are the odds? What's Alexei been up to? You'll be able to ask him tonight when he comes over for supper. Is he staying the night? Yes, both of them said they would. Bryn's stuff is still in the guest room. Both of them. I hope Alexei realizes he'll be on the couch. So they'll all be coming over tonight and spending the night? If Aster were in the room, I'd be giving him the side eye right now. This timing is horrendous. Almost too horrendous. Do I tell her about it now, or wait until they're all here? How do I even break it to them? Do I pretend I never saw him this morning, he just happened to find us all? How do you introduce a reanimated corpse? Charlotte hands me a fresh baguette to put in our bread container. That's why I picked up some food before coming back, but I fear I didn't get enough. Preferably, I like to make a stew for dinner and have enough for leftovers. But I might need some more potatoes with it. Alexei likes a lot of potatoes in his serving. Maybe I have enough for tonight. You just have to get some more for me tomorrow, okay? My stomach rolls. I've trusted them all through thick and thin, through countless life or death situations, but this. I need to have some on my side first before everyone is here. If I wait until tonight to show him off, it's likely to cause a massive panic. Seeing the man you buried walk in right after eating dinner. Is it that hard of a decision? Huh? She takes a step closer to me, looking me up and down. You zoned out again. Ask it if you wanted garlic or honey butter bread. Oh, honey butter is fine. No, the garlic bread is better. How late did you sleep in this morning? Not too late. I got up and went to square, didn't I? His scrutiny doesn't let up for a moment. Did something happen when you were there? It sounded like you left in a hurry. I need to tell her. I have to. I swallowed the frog in my throat back down, clenching my fists to keep my nerves at bay. Yes, something did happen. I saw someone. Who? It'd be easier to introduce you than to explain it. Introduce me? What, you've gotten that close to someone so quickly? Sure, introduce him to me, whatever. Let's go now. She practically drops the bell pepper she's holding. Now? They're here in the other room. You brought someone home? The sooner I get this over with, the better. I take her back to the sitting room and get her to sit down after some coaxing. She need to be sitting. The room is quiet. Aster? Aster? There's no response. The only thing we hear is the sound of the grandfather clock. My heart sinks slower with each clop of the horse hooves. Don't tell me... No, people at the farmer's market saw him. People turned their heads for him. They walked around him. He was there and so he is here, damn it. I marched over to the closet, swing it open, only to find... Aster slumped on a tiny ground in the closet, asleep. I had enough of this farce. Get out of there! I dragged him out by his jacket collar, letting him spill out onto the floor at Charlotte's feet. He finally wakes up and his knees hit the wooden floor with a solitude. That's so rude. Aster pushes himself off the floor and sits upright, rubbing around his neck. He looks at me and then at Charlotte. Their eyes both become white upon seeing each other. Charlotte sits back in her chair, aghast at the scene. There's an uncomfortable long moment of silence. It must have only been a few seconds, but it feels painstakingly dragged out by the tension there. I haven't break the ice. This lord was stalking me in the square. He opens his mouth to protest, probably the stalking part, but glances at Charlotte's terrified face and thinks again. He says he's not Cyrus, but rather something of a doppelganger. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not a doppelganger. I said it's reincarnation. A doppelganger just means someone who looks like someone else. I'm not calling you a ghost or anything. And besides, I don't fully understand the reincarnation idea. That implies you've only been alive for a few months at most, right? Or that you're actually him. He folds his arms, looking away. No matter what you try to label the situation, none of them are a perfect fit. Maybe the label is the least I should be worrying about. What? Her voice is small, almost of a whisper, like she's afraid someone might overhear. Aster stands up carefully, dusting his jacket off. My name is Aster. I'm a doppelganger of Cyrus. I have his looks and parts of his memories, but I'm not entirely him. Like I told Hazel, I can see all of his memories. I know somewhat about the guild, and you all, and that's what made me want to seek you out. I want to make my own memories with his friends, make amends with his previous friends. Please treat me as if I'm a different version of him that's standalone. I'm a different person. A different person? Charlotte clasps her mouth. She tries to hide it, but her hand won't stop shaking. He stopped me while I was performing and made me drag him back here. That's not at all what happened. I was walking through town and heard the violence, so I wanted to see it. And I happened to find you. Happened to? Just have to be the contrarian, don't you? He folds his arms and looks away. The crease in his brow slowly turns from a frown to something more like worry. This is the only thing I have. Even if I can stay here, please don't kick me out of town. It's not like we could do that anyway. Charlotte's hand tightens into a shaky fist. With pursed lips, she stands up and approaches him. But you couldn't recreate this. She peers at his face, looking him over closer. Aster looks petrified. He doesn't dare move, but looks like he might bulge at any second. Your eyes. Hey, are you feeling well? Aster jolts up, as if the question snapped him out of his stupor. Feeling well? There's dark circles under your eyes. Where have you been sleeping? Well, for this last part of my travels, I didn't find many houses, and the ones I did see shooed me away, so... So? That's not an answer! And you... She whips around to glare at me. I shirk away. How did you miss the bags under his eyes? How clearly ill he is! I give a half-hearted shrug, but it's hard to answer her when she's so intense. I think he looks pretty good for a dead guy. The real reason I didn't notice anything was wrong with him is because I was too scared from seeing a walking corpse. Of course I didn't notice if he was a little worse for the wear. He's supposed to be dead. Pretty good? With this hair and these clothes? You're practically tracking in dirt with every step. Can't you even see through those bangs? Charlotte asks him the question, but immediately turns around, opening up drawers left and right. Aster starts to get nervous. Of course I can. It's just a little longer than I'm used to. We can fix that. Huh? She turns around, revealing a pair of scissors in her hands and a cold look in her eyes. I can fix that. Huh? Hey, I'm fine with this length. Just let me borrow a hairbrush and a buff, and I'll be fine. Oh, definitely. After it gets a trim. You're not... Hey, Hazel. You're going to say something, aren't you? Outer trim wouldn't hurt. You can take a buff after she cuts a little off. How much is a little? Say, won't you sit down for me? No matter how much the glint in her eyes scared him, the thought of disobeying her was out of the question. Aster hesitantly steps over to where she's motioning to. He looks more like a lamb for slaughter. Chin up. Charlotte snips away at the dead ends. She keeps the scissors about an inch away from the tips, leaving just enough room to get the excess off and allow new growth. The trimmings fall to the floor around them. I just know I'll be forced to sweep them up before company arrives tonight. Snip, snip, snip. A few moments later, she finishes cutting and brushing his hair, fluffing it up as a last touch. She stands back, proud of her handiwork. Now you don't look so destitute. Just be sure to clean it good to get out any extra trimmings that didn't fall out. Alright, who's next? She turns to me, picking back up the scissors. You don't what? You don't feel good because I know you need a haircut. She holds out a bit of the tips of my hair to where I can see it. I didn't realize it was past my shoulders now. I'm fine with this length. A year ago you wouldn't stop complaining once it hit the bottom of your neck. You just haven't wanted to take care of it. Sit down and it'll be quick. Like a child who realized he wasn't going to be the only one punished, Aster smears and steps away. I give up and reluctantly sit down. Snip, snip. I'm reminded of the last time she cut my hair. We're staying in a far-off town, preparing to meet with the governor. He was hosting a banquet for us, getting rid of a thorn in his side, a sun mourner's compound just outside of his jurisdiction. She insisted we all look our best before meeting with them, as we would be asking for their help and assistance for a long trek, to her that included hair trims for everyone. Aster stands back from us, admiring the mostly empty shelves lining the sitting room. He doesn't say anything, instead letting the silence be filled with the sound of the sisters.
Lapis, I'm gonna go on a short break. I'm gonna get my daily fruity, so I can proceed for the better.
It will not take that long.
Be right back! Wait, is it safe or am I an idiot? Because they're sleeping right now. Do they wake up during nighttime? It's now or never, motherfuckers!
Yeah, just try it. Just try it.
I saw the...
Yeah! Oh!
No! Yuri! No, Yuri! No, Yuri! I'm so sorry! 10 centimeters is too long. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But I trust Yuri. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So, how do you prefer being called Yuri?
Me? Just Yuri is fine. My pronouns are she, they, any.
Oh, not princess.
Yeah, not princess.
Oh, okay. I was talking about that.
You? Do you prefer being called princess?
Anyway, today we're going to have this you didn't find much gear, right?
Sidestepped. Did you hear that? Did you hear what just happened? I got sidestepped. Ain't no way.
Anyway, my nose is itchy! My nose is itchy! Jesus Christ, them allergies! My nose is... Okay. Go shouty, it's your birthday. You're gonna party like it's your birthday. You're turning XXX. The game did state that there are hot men awaiting me, but I saw none. I don't want to go to the convenience store because I'm a creep and a weirdo. Please send over hot men. Thank you, Gyepi. We'll contact you once we have Friday, gonna get down on Friday. Everybody waiting for the weekend. Friday. Yes. Snowmaster, welcome me. Good morning, everyone. Oh?
Get on the platform first.
Thank you
Now.
for the headbutt. Thank you
for the head.
for the headbutt. Pop.
Well,
Dun. Your monkey.
I really think cooling not rests in my stomach. I'm still reeling from Douglas' death, and the prickling unease left my questions about Elma and Rowan. Is their family business even stable right now? Is Rowan trustworthy?
Doesn't seem trustworthy to me, but still, he's handsome. I don't know. Anything I say may be used against me, so I'm gonna shut up.
I have to sort it out later.
Gyepi Rodriguez, just call me Gyepi. Maybe we should have kept
The original name. We shook hands.
What? He's our new prospect business partner.
Oh, the crazy guy is the artist, but of course, I totally knew it, not someone that escaped an asylum. Okay.
That's amazing. But
Shut up, Chad! Gyepi Rodriguez!
はい、おちんちん大好き。
I did nothing.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. What? I totally. What?
Nothing.
I have totally missed whatever you did.
Oh,
I was
great.
too busy. I was too busy when all this doing the bait
Good.
thing.
Good.
What do you mean good?
I didn't do anything.
What do you mean?
I'm just a soggy doggy. I didn't do anything. Okay. Why?
What? Why? Why are you laughing? I'm not even doing anything right now. I'm just sucking. I'm just
What?
sucking my lozenges.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Welcome to
We
the
have
miser.
the Easter Bunny over.
Yeah, I'm the Easter Bunny.
Funny story. Not as funny anymore. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Bum 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 bum. Whoa oh oh whoa oh 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 whoa oh 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 whoa oh oh. I can fly. Silence me with a cute nyara nyara nyaddi. A salmon, onyo? Long Johnson. What is onyo? Dun, dun. It's not blah blah, it's I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Joe, it's your turn for the ara ara. I did mine.
Boy. There you go. Ara ara.
Waya! Hokkaido? You can escape.
Don't pick me up. No.
You want my ara?
Da.
Ara? I
Waya!
cannot do a good one.
And really tiring to use. And they make that screech. Ah, that's such a horrible sound.
Why? Don't kick me! Don't kick me! Or I'm
No, I
gonna
can't.
put the bird in your balls. No, wait. It's horrible.
Alex.
Goodbye. I'm ending
No
the
one could-
stream.
I hope no one clips it. You're gonna do what? Do you repeat?
Assistant stands back from us, admiring the mostly empty shelves lining the sitting room. He doesn't say anything, instead letting the silence be filled with the sound of the scissors. Charlotte then takes the brush and begins slowly brushing through the mess on my head. There's something calming about it, but I can't take my eyes off him. Charlotte seems to have already warmed up enough to him. Maybe she thinks it's actually him. Maybe she's just playing nice. I don't know yet. I just want to know what's going through his head. All done. Now, was that bad? It will act like I'm going to cut you or something. I do still have a head, I guess. It feels like a weight has been lifted off of me. I didn't dream that much.
Welcome back, thank you.
I was afraid you'd make him go bald as penance. Ah, I knew I should have been more wary. Now she has an idea for a payback tonight after I'm asleep. Watch your step, unlock the door. Don't encourage him. Tears from around her eyes, she glanced between both of us before quickly turning around to hide her face. Oh, Charlotte, I'm fine, just... I've got to get any extra plate of food ready for tonight. Get some rest before dawn. She leaves the room in a hurry, still covering her face. Esther looks at the ground. You should get a bath and some half-decent sleep before dinner tonight. I'll show you where you can sleep afterwards. Our home feels different as I walk down the hall alone with a stranger, roughly showing him each room as we pass by. The house is on edge, wondering why I brought him here, and what this person will do next. Every step feels risky, every word feels tense. You can use the bath here. It's a bit small, but it does the job. Charlotte has the other bath on the other side of the flat. And here's my room. I let the door swing open to my bedroom. It's just as I left it a few hours ago. Clothes strewn haphazardly, with a layer of dust growing on the furniture. I didn't wake up this morning expecting to come home with company. I would have tried cleaning up a little bit if I'd known. Probably. Esther steps in, taking note of everything. As if there's much to say. There's a lot he could probably say about the state of the room, but he doesn't. We only have one guest bedroom, and Bryn has already claimed it. Alexei will probably sleep on the couch tonight, so at least for a while they're here, you can stay in my room.
Sharing bed? Ooh? Already?
Really? There's an uptick in his voice, clearly surprised. It's not exactly how I wanted things to go either, but unless you want to sleep outside or in the hallway, yes. Do not find some blankets and make you a mat on the floor to sleep on. Right now you can sleep in the bed. Should be more comfortable than grass at least. His gaze meanders to the floor before looking back at me. Thank you. I know this is all so sudden, but I'll find a way to repay you all, to make amends. For now, though, all I can say is thank you. Again. Maybe it loses some of its meaning if I say too much too, so I need to hurry up and be useful. He laughs to himself. I find it hard to join him, so a small smile curls up on my lips. Maybe he's here to kill me. That'd be better than him killing everyone else. Maybe he's just waiting to see how far we'll go for him before stabbing me while I sleep tonight. Every day with you was hell. Alright, get cleaned up and then take a nap or something. Just try not to fall asleep in the tube and drown. I don't want to have to explain that. Oh, and you can see if any of my clothes will fit you. I doubt they will, but you never know. Okay. With one last glance back, I'll leave him to it. I really enjoying the writing in this visual novel, but also the story itself. It's quite sad indeed. The smell of chicken broth permeates the house as I walk back to find Charlotte busy in the kitchen. I never know what to do to help her when she's cooking, so I hover a couple of feet away. I put bullets on the stove, her knife chops through vegetables she's laid out. Words are hard to come by right now. I was played a part in his death, but I was the one who dealt the final blow. I was the one who stabbed him, and then we buried him. But months before that, he betrayed us. Instead of staying with us to shut down the sun mourners, he rejoined them. He was their final key to ending the war, and instead of stopping them, Charlotte stops chopping an onion and scrapes it into the pot with the chicken. It's quiet, but I can see her give out an exasperated sigh. So, what do you think? She folds a dish towel and lays it on the counter before placing a hot skillet on top. Even though her mind is clearly elsewhere, she doesn't make any sloppy mistakes. What do you think? You can't answer like that. I can't answer that. Then what do you expect me to say? She starts cutting a potato. Her movements are fast, hitting the chopping board with a clear cut each time, but slow down as she reaches the end. I think there's parts he hasn't told us yet. Things he's still holding back on saying, things he doesn't know how to say. But I also think there's a lot he doesn't know. I don't think he fully understands himself or why things are happening this way. It's hard to say what his intentions are or what he's trying to do. It's about as hard as figuring out what was on his mind at any given point. Even now, they're both like complete strangers. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see her glance up at me. Does he know how he died? Yes and no. That's a no, Dan. He knows he was stabbed, but I don't think he knows who did it. If he remembers that. But you don't think he... I don't know. I feel my body sink down into a chair. I hold my head into my hands. I don't know, Charlotte. I don't know how much he knows or why he's here or what he's planning. An hour ago I was sure I had gone insane. That's on the table. Maybe this is some karmic retribution. There's a hand that starts rubbing my shoulder. I put my hand on the small of her back and pull her up just a bit closer. Just close enough to tell she's real. How are we going to tell them? A contemplative murmur leaves her lips. There's nothing else to say, nothing else to plan. Whatever we decide will go horribly wrong. Yahhō!
Also, they're both mine. I'm still confused about the name Brain. I never heard it.
A hot door's brain struts inside their arms, full of bread and pastries. There's no telling how much Brain bought or how many places they had to raid to get it all. Except silently follows behind them, carrying a couple of bags and a single bottle of wine. Also, they're at them. Okay. Come in, come in! She hugs them both around the neck. Despite having seen them just this morning, a lot has happened since then, too. I feel a hand on my head, messing up my hair. Here, I brought you some pinwheels and croissants. And croissants like you like. Just don't let them get moldy, okay? Moldy. Don't think that means you're going to eat all that bread tonight. There's plenty of baked chicken and vegetables to eat before getting full on wheat. Charlotte whisks away one of the baskets in their hand and hurries down the hall with it. Alexei follows her, tossing his bags in the sitting room. Brain motions for me to come closer. I embrace them. Their coats smelling like a warm bakery. It's easy to see where the kids like them. Their arms make you feel safe. After a short moment, we part. So, everything's okay, isn't it? What kind of a good question is that? I didn't hack them for too long, did I? You know, just make sure everything's alright. Charlotte told us you're in between jobs right now. Even if it's not exactly what you want to do, I think it's more important for you to put your mind to work on something, even if not for the money. Give yourself something to focus on, especially if it has you around others. Do you get what I mean? The cold look in their eyes betrays the soft smile on their lips. I look away towards the ground. Yes, I do. I'll keep it in mind. I lift my head to look up at them, but my head is pushed down. They mess with my hair even more. Hey! Do more than just keep it in mind, okay? Or I'll drag you to the children's homes and make you perform for volunteer work. Well, maybe we'll feed you lunch, depends on how good you play. They laugh at their own idea. I can't help but smile back. That wouldn't be too bad. You ever performed for mainly kids? A few times. Then you'd be fine. I had to bring you sometime this week. Sounds like a plan. We return Charlotte and Alex in the kitchen. With 4 of us in here, it has quickly become crowded. I take the rest of the bread from Brain and put it up. Certainly will go great with what I made. It's like you already knew what I had in mind. I remember you liked it. He glanced over at me as I walked closer before turning back to what he was doing. Charlotte waved her hands towards the bottle. I'm sure we'll all help drink it, won't we? I'll take a glass. You have to take more than that if we want to go through a battle. It's not like it'll spoil that quickly. We'll both be in town for a few days. Great, more time to bring it out. She pops it up and begins pouring 4 glasses. You don't need a special occasion to bring it out. Sure we do. This wasn't cheap, you know. It wasn't very much. Alexei takes a slow sip from his glass. Despite his typically quiet nature, Alexei is even more soft-spoken tonight than usual. I'd still let Charlotte do most of the talking. Your last hunt must have gone really well, huh? I heard you were able to find several boars. I found more than I was able to kill and bring back. Will you hand dress when you go back? No, not yet. I need some time to mature and repopulate the area. It might throw the ecosystem out of order if I take out too many. She holds her hand to her face, parting her cheek with a sad look on her face. The Butchers won't be too happy to hear that. It just means I have to find another hunting place when I leave. That also means no more nice wine for a while. True. Charlotte turns back to the stool and begins pouring some vegetables in a serving bowl. Hey, so can you set the table for me? Alexei, put the chicken on the table. I nod and head to our cabinet. I reach for the plates when I remember. We don't need 4 plates. We need 5. We have an extra person in the house tonight. A cold shiver runs down my back. I forgot so quickly. No, it's not that I forgot, it's that I intentionally pushed him out of my mind. I didn't want to think about him. Not while they're here. They haven't not said anything yet, but I don't know how long this will last. Our fight might be over in an hour. Or it might be over tonight. If only we could delay it a little longer. To wait until we understand more about him when we're able to understand his motivations. We don't stay in the night. It will be nigh impossible to keep it a secret through the night. Should we at least wait until after dinner? Would they lose their appetite? Would they get up and leave or start a fight? Hey, Charlotte! The words come out of my mouth before I fully understand what I want to say next. But anything I had planned is lost. There's a scream from the other end of the flat. I turn around. Charlotte and Alexei are sitting beside the kitchen table. Brain is... Where is Brain? Where did they go? I sprint over from the cabinet and make a dash towards the scream. The pit in my stomach grows with each step. There's only one reason. Only one. Only one. I open the door to my room, which is already left ajar. At the foot of my bed is Brain, sprawled on the ground with an incredulous look on her face. Sitting up in my bed is Aster, who almost looks more scared. What? Brain! Just a few steps behind me, Charlotte and Alexei around the corner and walk in the threshold. They both take a step back at the scene. This isn't what it looks like! What are you doing in my room, Brain? Both are horrible choices, in my opinion. This isn't what it looks like. What are you doing in my room? What are you doing in my room, Brain? What? The random question throws them for a loop. Diffuses some of the tension, even if only for a moment. Brain stands, eyeing Aster and myself wearily. They back up against the wall. No, wait, you knew? The weary gaze turns into something sharper, more fearful. To the side, Alexei throws a disdainful look at me. Just listen for a bit, okay? This is Aster. He's something of a doppelganger. A doppelganger? I found him uptown today, loitering around, so I guess it'd be more accurate to say he found me. You can guess what my reaction was. He says he's not entirely him, too. He looks like him and has a few of his memories, but not everything. I try to gloss over that part as quickly as possible to get to the rest of it. That's best to let him explain. He's homeless and desperately needed some kind of help, so I brought him back here. There's not a lot else I could do. You can say something at any time, you know. Hi. Brian Alex didn't stop at the sounds of his voice. Even if it was only 2 quick words, it's enough to send a jolt through them. What Hazel said was right. You can think of me as something of a doppelganger of him. I'm a person that looks like him and has parts of his memories. My first actual memory is from a few months ago, probably right after he died. He looks between us before looking back down and continuing. I traveled around on my own, trying to figure out who I was. At first I assumed I was him, but after a while I realized I couldn't be. I'm someone else, so I decided to find one of you. I don't fully know what happened during his life, but I know he died young. That's why I want to make my own memories. I'm my own person. I have my own name. It's so that's mine, so I want my own memories too. The room falls deadly silent. Even breathing feels hard with the stillness in the air. Aster said the order was to be said, except... Why us? Alexei steps forward into my room, putting a foot in front of Charlotte. Despite everything Aster said, him and Brian still have a sore, untrusting look. I need help. There's not really anyone else I can go to. I don't have a family of my own. He doesn't have one anymore either. That doesn't mean we have to help you. This is your problem. Find someone else. You're the only ones from my memory that seem trustworthy. Trustworthy? You think you know anything about that? Brian steps forward, but Charlotte cuts him off. Supper would get cold if we don't eat now. Come on. Let's eat. She grabs onto Alex and drags him out the door before he even has a chance to argue. Brian takes a long look at Aster and then back at me.
Thanks for your welcome meal. Thank you for the deli chicken. How are you doing?
Don't just go along with everything because of what he says. We'll talk about it later. With that, they stomp out of the room. A prickling sensation crawls up my neck as I realize I've been holding my breath. In a big sigh, I let it all out, almost falling to the floor in the process. My heart is about to beat out of my chest.
Thank you for the pet whiskey.
I guess that could have gone worse. Will you bring me back a plate after everyone's done? All I can do is nod. I shut the door on my way out. I grab my glass and sit down at the table. The exhaustion of the day is probably apparent on my face, but there's nothing I can do about that. Or care to. Charlotte sets the last dish down. An ornate gravy boat she found from a traveling merchant who let her have it for a discount, and takes her apron off. The table is covered in a variety of food from every color of the rainbow, from roasted chicken to steamed vegetables to various other sides. The low candle lighting makes the feast look even more extravagant, fit for the nobles we used to meet. Brian grabs a roll, the sore look on their face alleviating with each bite. They were always the hungry type, I guess. Where's the plates? Huh? There's only 4 plates on the table. We need 5. He'll be staying here even if the 2 of us try to kick him out, won't he? Then he should eat with us. His expression remains rather neutral, but there's still tension with each of his words. So... I'll get another plate. It's been so long since we all ate together. She springs up, suddenly excited by the thought of it. A meal together like old times. Putting the past behind us, and making a new future going forward. Don't get me wrong, Charlotte, I don't trust that bastard as far as I can throw him. But if he's going to be under this roof, then don't want him off in a different room. I want to keep an eye on him. Right. Her smile falters as she sets the 5th plate on the table. I get up with Brian following behind me, and go back to my room. Aster, I know you can't be asleep already. I push his shoulder, making him panic. I'm up. He scrambles as he falls out of the bed, landing on the side across from us. Why am I up? Is it morning already? It's barely been 5 minutes. They want you to come eat with us. Now come on, or Alexei will have eaten all the scalloped potatoes. Okay. He straightens his shirt, trying to make himself look somewhat presentable. Anything to avoid Brian's cold stare. Why'd you let him sleep in your room? This is the room he'll be staying in. I didn't want you finding him in the guest room. You're staying in the guest room. This room he'll be staying in. At least while both of you are here, we don't have enough beds for everyone, and I figured since I'm the one that brought the stray in, that I should be the one to deal with him in my room. We'll set up a mat on the floor tonight. Better for everyone, right? I didn't say anything, instead continuing down the hall without looking back. The meal that followed was the most suffocating I'd ever had, to say the least. Aster refused to talk unless prompted to, and even then his responses are mostly made up of mumbles and stutters. It's plain to see that this can't be exactly him given how many nervous antics Aster has, but it's still hard to digest food sitting next to someone you buried. Charlotte does her best to alleviate some of the tension by diverting the conversations to more benign topics like Bryn's job. This helped for a few moments, but ultimately dissolved back into a quiet meal. It feels like everything is starting to talk about. I take a slow bite of the fried corn. It's not overly sweet and warms me up as I swallow it. Despite how good the meal is, I'm struggling to eat anymore. To my side, Aster pokes at the chicken thigh on his plate. Alexei takes his sixth bread roll. Charlotte sips her wine slowly. Why did he betray us? Charlotte's wine glass hits the table with a louder than normal clink. Alexei munches on his bread in silence, his expression darkening. I look up at Bryn. They stare at Aster. It's a loveless look in their eyes, but one that doesn't convey anger so much as disappointment. Despite all of our attempts to move on, to wash the blood off of our hands, that was the one question I always thought would go unanswered. The one question that no one alive could answer. Until now. Aster stops poking his chicken but doesn't look concerned by the question. If anything, he was most likely preparing for it the entire day. I don't know. Bullshit. Aster barely gets the words out before Bryn cuts him off. He looks sad. If I had to guess, he felt like he was trapped no matter what he did. He would never be able to fully leave the cult. To my surprise, Charlotte is the one who speaks up. But he did. He was able to travel the world. Aster says, but they always found him no matter what. He probably thought it was only a matter of time. Yeah, I don't know what I bothered asking you. It's not like someone else would understand him or tell us. Bryn stands grabbing their plate. Thanks for the meal, Charlotte. It was good. Did you get enough to eat? She has to say it in a hurry, as Bryn is already putting their plate away to be cleaned. I'm fine. I say wordlessly follows suit, leaving the dinner table. Charlotte stares at her plate, unable to keep her sullen expression tucked away any longer. I look away before she starts crying again. A cold grasp plumps itself around my throat. It's too hard to breathe with the atmosphere like this, but it's even harder to find any words to say. Hey! Aster stands up abruptly, slamming his hands down on the table. It's enough to make me jump in my seat and stop everyone in their tracks. We all look at him in bewilderment. Just because you're mad at me, that doesn't mean... It doesn't mean you can leave all of the dishes for Charlotte to clean. Uh-oh.
Let me hydrate.
A sudden silence hangs in the air. Aster practically looks like he's on the verge of tears. Meanwhile, Bryn and Alexei look like they were caught in the act. No, I was going to come back later. I'm just putting my plate up before I clean the dirty dishes. Aster sits back down, having made his statement. Charlotte nibbles on a slice of a carrot. I can tell she's trying to hide her smile. With a small sigh of relief, I help them clean up.
Well done, Aster.
Open the dusty hallway closet. It slowly creaks open to reveal nothing. Another boost. Alexei grabbed his own blankets for the couch a while ago, but when he did, I didn't realize that was probably all we have. We've barely been in this place for a few months. It shouldn't be a surprise that we only have enough pillows and blankets for a maximum of 4 people, but here I am, trying to find something from nothing. I close the door and make my walk off the feet back to my room.
Good night.
Before I'm able to, Charlotte waves at me from the other end of the hall. Good night. Open my mouth to say something else but decide against it. Lock your door tonight. But I doubt I have to warn her. Aster sits up when he sees me walk in. He looks up at me expectantly, curious why I'm empty-handed. Alexei took the rest of the blankets we have. Well, it's more like we only have enough for one extra person. The rest of the statement, we weren't expecting a fifth person to ever be here, goes without saying. Oh. His voice is small, as if I needed any more guilt-tripping in my life. I scratch the back of my head and look back at the mirror to my side. Oh, we got a face. My hair is shorter now, much closer than it was months ago. With it trimmed back, I'm able to better see the gaunt look at my face, my slimmer than usual cheeks, my baggy eyes. Like a ghost, Aster rests on the edge of my bed behind me, waiting on my next move. He knows more than he's letting on. Maybe he even knows why Sirius betrayed us. Maybe this is his prelude to killing us all in our sleep. But the fact still remains. I killed him. I tried to knock him out. I tried to gravely injure him. And when that didn't work... Well, change of plans. When I leave, you can stay in the guest bedroom, but until then, you can sleep in my bed.
I didn't say so before.
Huh? For just a tiny moment, his voice hits the cusp of cracking. His eyes grow wider. And... really? It's a big enough bed for two. You have one side and I have the other. I doubt many of my clothes will fit you too. Tomorrow you come back, Brain or Alexei, for something more of your size. Aster doesn't say anything, instead looking away almost bashfully. He pounds the back of his neck. Does he remember? Good night. Good night. The sudden knock on the door sends a jolt through me. I managed to respond, but almost too eagerly. My whole body is on needles. I don't know the last time I was this on edge. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep it off. I grab some clothes and head to the bathroom to change. I normally don't sleep in a binder, but I normally don't sleep in the same bed as someone. When I walk back into the room, Aster doesn't look at me, much less face me. His head is pushed deep into his pillow with the covers drawn up, sort of like a child pretending to be asleep. I crawl into bed and lay my head down. If I die tonight, if he kills me with his own hands, then that is my atonement. Good night. That night I dreamed about how I first met him. Washing dishes was by far the worst part of my day every day, seconded only by waiting tables. Nothing is as soul-sucking as customer service, but washing dishes comes close. I soaked, and scrubbed, and rinsed, and dried. Surprisingly, you can finish cleaning dishes for a restaurant in just a few minutes. You'll think that'd be obvious, but every day I try to avoid that reality. Every single day. Washing, cleaning, waiting. When I was younger, I dreamed of doing a traveling circus of a caravan of performers. Any moment I wasn't cleaning or serving, I would learn to play an instrument. I wasn't very good, but I had a childish hope that one day would have a customer who would take an interest in my music and offer me a job far away from here. Somewhere where life was more than washing and rinsing and drying. And then there was a stray cat. The sounds weren't overly loud, but it was enough to break me from my concentration on the dishes. I tossed the drying rug to the side and walked out the back. Hey, Scrum! My voice was carried away by the wind as soon as I stepped outside. There wasn't any stray cats meowing, but instead... I laid out among the fresh linen I had just put up an hour ago. Hey! I ran over to him, flipping him over to see his face. His eyes were closed, but I could tell he was in some sort of pain. After a cursory inspection, I didn't see any blood or injuries. Just a pale man. Hey, who are you? He couldn't even look up at me. Damn it. I dragged him inside the kitchen and propped him up against the wall. You got shorter hair. So good. His stomach rumbled, but not nearly as terrible as it was before. It's still hard to believe all of those noises were coming from a person's stomach. Is really all you needed? Some food? Yeah, thank you. He slurped up the rest of the meal. Before I could even tell he was almost done. 2 whole servings, gone in just a few minutes. Phew, that really hit the spot. I'd hope it did after all you ate. I guess I was a bit parched, huh? You eat more than most families do in one sitting. What, have you not eaten in weeks? You could say that, yeah. He grinned at me. A smile spread from ear to ear. It was bright enough to make me think it was insincere. But there was something to it. Why have you been skipping meals? I'm on the run. From the cops? From my family. What do you do? You automatically assume it's my fault. You're the one on the run. I just say I don't like living there. What was it like? You ask all your patrons that? I crossed my legs sitting down beside him. Most of our patrons are paying customers. I figure you won't be paying anytime soon, so the last you could do is give me a reason to tell my parents why we're missing a few bowls of soup and bread. I'm not a freeloader, he murmured to himself, probably thinking up a story to tell. It didn't really matter to me. So it would be lying to say I wasn't at least a bit interested in why he'd fled home. Fleeing home, running away, was something that I'd never actually considered. I'd always hoped someone would whisk me away, with the promise of a new exciting life, rather than me living all by myself without any notice. Families can be strict, you know. Mine were overly so, that's why I'm out on my own now. My own life, my own rules, my own journey. Who wouldn't want that? And what does that entail? Exploring the country, traveling from town to town, listening to the news. His voice became hushed as he looked around the kitchen before continuing. Can you keep a secret? Depends. Is that they'll throw you in jail kind of secret? You really think I'm a criminal, don't you? I don't know, stranger. What's the secret? He leaned in closer, his eyes narrowed. I had been nervous before, but I swallowed hard at this. I'm hunting down a cult. Hunting? A cult? Oh, you are listening. That's right, I'm chasing down a cult and its members. I think they're planning something dangerous and I don't want that to happen. Right now I'm looking for more information on what exactly they have planned. You think they're doing something dangerous? And where did you get that information? Let's just say I overheard it at previous place I was staying at. Something really heinous and I want to find out more. Even if they weren't, it's a cult. Cults shouldn't exist. His words barely registered with me at the time. I'd heard words like cults before, but I didn't have a solid grasp of it. But to say something shouldn't exist, that was hard to wrap my head around. Who gets to decide what should and shouldn't exist? Why? He paused for a moment just to stare at me. Like his words were hard for me to understand. Mine must have been equally hard for him. Because they're a cult, do you know what that means? Of course. What is it then? I'm an adult, you know. You are. A cult is just some place for stupid people to get brainwashed. They're not stupid. He had said it so quietly, so precisely. I can still remember his exact cadence even now. It sent a shiver through me. They're not stupid, they're just vulnerable. They're gullible, they're in precarious positions, they have no outside assistance. They're not stupid, they're being taken advantage of. I couldn't find any words to respond with. Instead, I just mumbled something and scratched my neck. People don't join cults because they don't know better. They join cults because they need support and that group makes them think they'll get that help they need. Whether it's emotional, physical, financial, or all of the above. The cult provides that support group to anyone willing to throw away their old life and start anew. But once you get in, you can just walk out. And you think that needs to be destroyed? Yes, because it's all a lie. A cult isn't there to help people, it's to help their own agenda. Cults aren't formed to be a public service, they're formed by egomaniacs, to satiate their needs of wanting control and status. All they care about is themselves, and they'll do anything to maintain that power, lording it over their members. You know an awful lot about this. I thought all adults knew what a cult was. He leaned back against the wall, folding his arms. I guess you don't have many people like that coming through this small town. Must be nice living so peacefully. Peaceful? You mean boring? Customers day in and day out. All I do is take their orders and do cleaning, repeated every single day. Sounds like bliss. If it sounds so good, then do it yourself instead of running around. Can't. Who else is willing to dismantle an entire cult? The constables? He gave me a look, like my suggestion was a joke. Nobody else sees them as a threat, and the people that do are all too scared of retaliation, so it's up to little old me. And that's why you were starving to death? Ugh, thank you for saving me, really. Will your parents be okay with it? Don't worry about it. He didn't pry. Then, you won't happen to also have a bed or blanket for me to sleep on for the night, would you? Depends, I don't help strangers. My name is Cyrus. It's nice to meet you. I'm Hazel. So that was the moment I met Chapter 4. Markets.
Let me hydrate. Okay.
Rustling of sheets beside me. Wake me up. My shoulder feels stiff as I push myself on my elbows. The light saturates the room. It's almost blinding. I should lay back down. A figure emerges from the corner of my eye. With a hand at his face, he turns to me. It's Cyrus. I hit the ground, falling out of my bed. My ass hits the floor with a painful thud. The pain shoots up my spine, radiating everywhere. Hey, are you okay? The fall hurts like hell, but it brings me to my senses. Aster crouches beside me, holding his hands halfway out for me to grab. That's right, this man is Aster. This isn't Cyrus. Maybe. Oh. I take his hand. For some reason I was expecting it to be cold and clammy, but it's rather warm. He helps me to my feet. I tried to not wake you, but I guess I feel it. It's alright. I just had a nightmare. I rest on the edge of my bed. It's going to be a few minutes before my heart calms down after that. Aster still looks concerned, but I think that mostly placated him. It was just an excuse, but hopefully he won't ask more. He fiddles with his cuffs. I can tell he has something in his mind, but won't act on it. Oh, that's right. He needs some more clothes while he's staying here. Charlotte was able to wash his last night, but it will be a pain if he only has that and a few pieces of mine that fit him. You need some stuff of your own, don't you? Let's ask if Bryn or Alexei have any spare clothes after breakfast. Sure. I can't believe them. How do neither of them have more than a handful of outfits between the two of them? It's one thing that none of it fit him. It's another thing that neither of them felt like packing much, so they decide to do without. I shake my head as we leave Alexei's room in vain. Aster looks embarrassed, but I feel more second-hand embarrassment from the two of them. Looks like we'll have to go shopping. We don't have much, but we should be able to find you at least another pair of shirts and pants for cheap. Are you leaving? Charlotte walks up, her hair and apron half covered in flour. When she gets deep into cooking, it's a red flag to stay far away. Yes, neither of them had another outfit for him. Here. She passed around her apron, searching for something. Her right hand pulls out a crumpled note. Pick this up for me, okay? And here's some coins to get it with. Before I can ask anything else, she's gone again. Maybe this won't take too long. Aster doesn't look too sure. The cloudiness of yesterday is a distant memory, as sunshine pours down from up above. It's nice reprieve from the dreariness, but I know it's only temporary. Snow sticks to the ground around us as we walk back to the square, the same place where I met Aster just yesterday. We walked together to the square. We would have, at least, if we weren't stopping every few feet for him to gawk at everything. Everything in town seems to catch his eye, making him wander off and ask what's that. Hazel, look at this stall. They're doing basket weaving. The baskets are so intricate I don't know if I could do something that delicate. Say, have you ever tried something like this? No? The skewers smell so good, they even have vegetables on them. I barely have a few coins on me, though. Do we have any leftovers from last night? Hey, they have puppies for sale over here. The one with the spots around its nose is so cute. Have you ever considered getting a pet? You're allergic to cats though, aren't you? Maybe a dog will make things liver at home. What are we doing here? What is this? He acts like an excitable child seeing everything for the first time. Wait. Hey, how old are you? My age. He paused, bringing his hand to his chin. Well, he was around 22 when he died, wasn't he? So you're 22? But I don't have any memories from before a few moments ago, so maybe I'm a few months old? Let's make me a child. He doesn't wear on Saunders off to the next stall at the market. Is he seriously not upset by that? That he has no clue of who he was months ago, or even weirder, the possibility he didn't exist a few months ago. I consider him childish, but that's not quite it. He clearly has the experience and mental awareness of an adult. I don't know if that stems from Sarah's memories or somewhere else too. Cyrus would act out, but he always kept things close to himself. He rarely let his real emotions shine through, and always kept people at arm's length. It was easier to manage people if they were at an observable distance, rather than close enough to truly know you. But Esther's personality is more like... Hazel, come look at this! He's finally able to be carefree. Would that suit you? Esther's cheeks are flushed, his eyes wide in excitement. He sneaks under glance inside the bag he's carrying. Yes, thank you. I'll take good care of these clothes. If you nod any faster, you'll make yourself dizzy. It's only one more undershirt and pant, but it should last you a while. Now you can save up to fix the scuff on your boots and jacket. The passion in his eyes fades. Save up. If you're going to stay with Charlotte and I, then you'll have to do your share. That means helping pay for food, and that means... His shoulders slumped terribly. A job. Come on, it's not that bad. There's got to be something you're good at. He thinks for a moment before perking up. I'm good at public speaking. Let's not let the former cult leader talk to the masses. Anything else? He scratches the back of his head. I'm guessing combat skills aren't in high demand much, or at least around here. Though it's not like I have a weapon anyway. What do you do? Did you play the violin like yesterday? I realized that was his first impression of me after months. It wasn't a great one, to say the least. I shake my head. No, that's more of a rare occasion. I normally do odd jobs around town, but nothing has come up recently. Let's go around town and see if they have anything today. You can just tag along, okay? Aster doesn't say anything, instead just nodding. There's a pitiful look on his face. We travel to the local inn, which occasionally has work for me to do. Usually along the lines of moving furniture around, or fetching anything they need. Today, however, a group of travelers loiter around outside. Their carts and luggage fill the immediate area, making quite a scene. They're all rather noisy, some looking around irritatedly. Ignoring them, we head inside. The small lobby is filled with even more travelers who look much more frustrated than those outside. Several of them look like they're traveling together rather than separate groups. A few disgruntled travelers stand at the main desk, hounding the clerk. What do you mean they aren't fixing the bridge? That's what the telegram said. I'm sure they'd fix it if they could. Well, why don't you send them a message back? The burly man leans over the counter, but a hand pulls him back. Sir, I didn't know you worked here. His words are said with an innocent but terse cadence. All of the travelers immediately turn to look at who'd ask such a ridiculous question. Who? What's this about the bridge? Did something happen to it? The innkeeper stands there, transfixed for a moment from the sudden change of events. Yes, I received a telegram this morning saying the bridge froze over last night and it's unstable to cross right now. They've never had it freeze over this bad. And we're stuck here because of it. What are we supposed to do now? Wait till spring comes around? We've got a convoy of goods to deliver several towns over and we're already losing time. She cowers behind the desk. I'm sorry. I step up beside Aster. Don't apologize for something you couldn't control. Is it the Northern Bridge? Yes. She meekly points to the hand-drawn map on the wall with various landmarks outlined on it. To the north, there's a long bridge that crosses a smaller part of the river. It's smaller, but it would be still extremely hard to cross without the bridge. Maybe there's something we can do. Let's go see what the problem is. Aster nods with a confident grin on his face. It takes us almost an hour to walk to the outskirts of town. Ahead, we can see even more people lined up, surrounding the bridge. Some are town workers, busy trying to inspect the bridge, while others are more travelers upset than they've been stopped. This isn't going to work. A pair of workers from town inspect the first few planks on the bridge. They appear deep in thought, so I can't immediately tell what the problem is. Aster approaches with little hesitation. Hello, what seems to be the issue? Both of their faces immediately turn sour. They probably only heard that question 100 times today. Only one of the men looks up at us. Try walking across it. He throws his hand out, waving it towards the bridge. Without another word, Aster steps onto the bridge, only to immediately land on his ass. Oh. I pull him up by his shoulders, dragging him a step backwards onto land. It was snowing yesterday, but not nearly enough to ice over the entire bridge like this. And the way Aster fell as soon as he touched it almost seems... Is it some kind of freezing spell? There's something unnatural about it, right? Anyone who tries crossing it basically gets thrown off. You can barely even touch the bridge without hurting yourself. Aster leans forward, massaging his back. He looks more confused than hurt too. Oh, it was fine yesterday too. Yesterday? Yes, I crossed over this bridge yesterday to get to town. I pause. His words seem passive enough, but I can't help but wonder if there's more of a connection going on here. He shows up out of nowhere, and the day afterwards the major route for leaving the city to head north is completely blocked by natural means. But I can't say anything definitive just yet. The two occurrences might be unrelated. Maybe it's a spell gone wrong. Maybe it was some thief trying to spring a trap. There are other reasons. Aster, did you notice anything off yesterday? He perks up at the mention of his name. Not that I can recall, no. There didn't seem to be anyone out of the ordinary. His words trail off before he can finish them. He swallows. I thought I had to come south yesterday. I'm glad I did. When he looks back at me, it's with a saccharine sweet smile. It exudes confidence and trust. It's not a smile you flash at someone who stabbed you. I unconsciously step back, looking away. Aster steps back towards the bridge, bending down to examine one of the planks beside the workers. He suddenly watches them poke, and prodded to no avail. Say, what kind of magic have you tried on this thing? One of the workers grunted at him. A few portable fireball spells, that's about all we got. That's it? Does nobody around here not know magic? They both turn to him, their skulls turning to a stronger ire. If they could, don't you think we would have asked it by now? Knowing a few spells ain't enough to fix this mess. Aster looks back to me reluctantly, a step forward. I know a fair amount of magic. I can help, if you'd like. The workers both stumble back, surprised to hear their solution. Walked right up to them. They quickly stand, getting out of the way. By all means! They leave walking away to do whatever else needs to be done, almost too happily. I sigh, bending down beside Aster. Putting me on the spot, huh? They didn't seem like they'd go away until they heard some reassurance. I eye him up and down. And you couldn't give them that? He looks surprised for a moment before a half-embarrassed grin breaks out on his face. You realize it. I'm not near as good with magic as you, so I thought it'd be better to let a pro handle it. Uh-huh. So he can use magic, he just doesn't want to. Cyrus would pull the same stuff on me. Say, why does no one here practice magic? Aster asks it, but doesn't look at me, his eyes wandering across the bridge. There's a few who do, but by and large this town is more laid back. The artisans here know enough magic to help with their craft, but that's about it. Townsfolk see magic more as a tool than a status symbol. It's not flashy, so they don't go out of their way to learn more unless they have a passion for it. That's one of the things that made us want to settle down here. He nods. It was something the two of us had talked about from time to time. We would like to leave after defeating the cult. At first, Cyrus almost hated to talk about it. He dodged the line of thinking anytime he could, either ignoring it, changing the topic, or giving a non-answer like, I still want to travel the world. But as time grew on, he became more open about it. Wherever you think is nice can be half bad. I touched the thin layer of almost invisible ice on the bridge. There's a faint aura around it, making the hairs on my arm stick up as my fingers passed the threshold. Someone didn't want people to cross. My fingers grazed against it, cool to the touch. There's small scratch marks in the ice. On closer inspection, they cover most of it. Are these scratch marks from people trying to pass by or cracks? There's several ways they could be here, but no matter what, it's a sign of a spell gone wrong. If there's scratch marks, then that could mean the caster was rushed and didn't make it as solid as it could have been. If there are cracks, then it could mean the caster is novice. This bridge is one of the major routes of the town, but it's also a frequent destination for young adults. It's out of the way and there's always things to do on the riverside. Someone did this, but what was their intention? I'm not sure there's any other spells put on this bridge, but... Alright, I have an idea. Ask one of the travelers for something with a pull, like a broom or a rake. Let them know they probably won't be getting it back. We need to clean up the bridge. Astronaut's clearly not understanding my idea just yet, but sure he'll go along with it. A few months later, he's procured a somewhat bent rake. The more use it, the better, honestly. It'll be completely useless after this anyway. While he holds the rake, I hum a few notes, my palms outstretched towards the spikes on the end of it. Sparks pop off of them, before a few flames lick the iron. Aster adjusts his stance, surprised by not put off by it. Put against each of the planks. Wherever you think you see the ice, let it touch it. This will take a while, and I'll definitely have to reignite it, so just go slowly. Let's do it. With a quick nod, we set off to work. The rake lightly grazes the first board. Almost immediately, the thing, shiny veneer, melts away. It takes several more pokes and prods to get the rest of the large plank clean, but just a few moments later it's safe to walk on. Someone either put a lot of effort into shutting off the trade route, or they had the magic accident of a lifetime. I'm not liking the chances of it being just a poorly executed spell. After what feels like over 2 hours of prodding, we've made it to the other side of the bridge. There's a small bunch of travelers who cheer us on as we arrive, but their welcoming words are knife deep to me. I slump against the bridge railing. It took way too much magic to clear the bridge, and now I'm paying the price. My breathing sounds more like pants, and a cold sweat has taken over me. Even just sitting makes me feel nauseous at this point. The cold northerly wind does little to help me. It only makes me sure as my body is covered in sweat. I feel a hand on my arm. Hey, do you need something? Do you want to sit down? I try to say the words I'm fine, but what tumbles out of my mouth is a breathy, mumbling mess. You're fine. Yeah, you look fine. Alright to me. How about... I feel his hand leave my arm. My vision goes black and the bridge escapes from underneath me. Chapter 5. Magic. Puppies, I was wondering if you'd be okay if we were to stop the stream here today, as honestly, the fox was not feeling too good today, but she was still willing to stream. So maybe it may be better covering this game in 2 streams instead, as reading as much took quite a bit of energy of mine. Oh, really? Did the putter just die again? No. Oh, okay. It back. It back. It back. It does work. Ain't no way. The screen went black again. So yeah, we will be still missing 2 hours and 3 minutes, but I feel it may be better for me to take it easier today. I apologize not being able to reach the base hours that we had to reach today. But I feel like both the hot wave returning, the fox not feeling well health-wise, and reading as much was quite complicated, yeah, overall. So I think we're gonna take forward the 2 hours. I'm gonna note them down as I did mention time ago in case we were not able to cover the 4 hours per day. So yeah. Overall, I was enjoying a lot this visual novel. I did not imagine it to be that sad. Like, it's totally the type of visual novels I love. I think it is a passion of mine for Madrid time. After reading quite some titles by ⴰᴰᴰ, where I literally do love the writing style. It is sublime, it is mesmerizing, but yeah, the things do be toxic. Even though in ⴰᴰᴰ case it is usually toxic Yuri, but here it is toxic boys love. Yeah, to change the pace a bit, you know. I'm definitely gonna continue it. If you're interested in the visual novel, go check it out here. Remember that wishlisting the games to help the developers a lot. I may also be looking in the future if I can get maybe some keys for giveaways once again of different games that I'm playing overall. Since we did that through the past event, but I did not even evaluate it for this time. So we might think about it in the nearby future. So yeah, I'd apologize in case I did not meet your expectations today, but the fox is gonna get rest, and I promise I'll be back more performing. Yeah, that. And we're gonna catch up with these 2 hours through the upcoming streams. Feel free to check out my socials here. I'm doing my Discord server. Today we're gonna be reading. Give me a sec, I do have quite some friends streaming. Like, I think I actually already picked whom to read, but I wanted to check just to be sure. Yeah, we'll read Eisen. We're gonna read Eisen. So thank you so much, Floppies, for stopping by. Thank you to those who did engage with the stream, to those who did lurk, to those who did listen, to those that did mute, to those that left, even that stopped by to say hi. And we're gonna be seeing each other on Thursday. Let me check the time frame. It was... Wait, I don't have to check it. It is 3 p.m. Central European Time. It was that. Wait, let me actually check it. Just to be sure. Thursday, 3 p.m. Central European Time. We're gonna be starting with Leaf. On Thursday, 17. Yeah. Yo, thank you so much for stopping by. We're gonna be reading Eisen. Be sure to bring lots of love to the Meowzen. Also, be sure to write in his chat, Eisen, your chibi, okay? Actually, let's do it our raid message of today. He's now using his new model and it's adorable. Give me a sec. New raid message. Give me a sec, give me a sec. There we go.
So let's trade Aizen. Be sure to bring lots of love to Aizen! Nice streamer, cool person, and he is even chibi now.
And we're gonna see you there on Thursday. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to take care of yourselves, eat your daily